Uh-huh. Hey. Anyway, guys, welcome to my YouTube channel. It's Regina Jonas in the channel Regina Foundation. And today is another big day, guys. Big up for all my fans. Thank you for viewing my videos. Thank you for subscribing to my YouTube channel. And this time, guys, we've come back different and better and better. Okay. Anyways, guys, today we have another episode of Tell Me Your Story. And guess what? I know you expect a guest, but I am the guest today. So, guys, I'm going to give you another interesting story about my experience, my life, something that happened, and it's going to be Tell Me Your Story episode today again in my channel. Welcome. If you haven't subscribed, guys, subscribe to my YouTube channel. Click down there on the subscription button and make sure you click on the notification bell so that whenever I post a video, you are always among the first people to be updated on my upload. So, guys, let's do this together again. So, basically, today we are back again. As you all know, we started this series of Tell Me Your Story. This is the third series episode we have in this series, guys, and we have many more lined up today or any other day in my YouTube channel. So today, right about that, let's get into the story. So first of all, we are in the election year. We are about to do elections again this 2022. If you haven't gotten your vote, guys, please register and get to be a voter in the big coming elections in August. So I'm not campaigning for anybody, but it is election year, and it takes me back again in an experience that I had some time back. That is in 2007, and you all know what happened during that. After the elections, we had this post-election violence, and it was all chaotic in the country. It's so sad that maybe I'm mentioning this to whatever happened, but it is an experience, it is a story to tell, and I think I was one of the affected people in this year after the election. So into the story, guys. 2007, I remember I used to live back I used to live in Nyeri, and so after the elections, I decided to travel to the western part of the country, that is to Eldoret. And so I cast my vote that morning. I went very early in the morning, did the voting, lined up the whole process, and I cast my vote. So I had planned after that, immediately I cast my vote, shoop, I traveled to my sister to have a happy new year together, to celebrate and all that. So I traveled very well, and I reached there, like, I think it was 28th of December or some year around there. So I reached, it was now post-election, post-voting session. The presidency votes were being counted on and on. They were counted overnight, the next day and all that. So immediately, or after the indication that who is gonna win in the votes and the counting, all that, then you all know that something erupted out of that, and that is in the western part of the country, and boom, there was that chaotic situation in the country. So what I experienced was, there was this burning of houses. There were a lot of shouting. There were a lot of we could see people running up and down, closure of businesses, people trying to move from one place to another, and it was at night. So the following day, when we woke up, the whole town was quiet. It was quiet. There were no shops that were opened. There was no business running. There was no celebration again about New Year or Christmas. People had already shut down. Guys, it was just like a cave, the whole of that area. So there was no movement. There were no vehicles traveling from one town to another. I think we were just locked up in that country, in that town. We were locked up. And so what happened, because I was new, I was going to visit my sister, and we are both visitors in the town, and so it was not at all maybe safe to be in that area again. So what we did is like come together as a family, be in one place, because I had like 3 more sisters around there. So we came to one house and we were just locked up in one house. And guess what? There were no shops opened. There was nothing in the market. There was no vehicle to travel back to where I came from. And I remember I had a small baby who was around 6 months. I think right now is 14 years. So I had this baby who was 6 months. He was trying to was winning the baby, introducing the baby to food, but there was nothing like food in the shops. There was whatever you had in the house is what you had. To get extra more, you had to go like extra miles looking up for food, looking for shops that could be opened, like weird times, get to buy and then run back to the house. There was nowhere you could buy charcoal. There was nowhere you could get gas. So it was all like a lockdown. You guys talk of lockdown during Corona, it is nothing compared to that time. So just a few days, but the whole thing of our lives had really changed up. And so I tried to get my way back to where I had come from, so that I could maybe go to work, go back to my home. And there were no vehicles to travel with. There was no buses. So there was no way or means of traveling back or out of the town to another town. And so it was just total lockdown. Houses had been burnt, churches, and it was just so chaotic. If you know, I really don't want to put everything on the table as it was, but it was chaotic, because literally you could not like go to town. Once you're seen in town, you don't know how safe you are, so you had to be in the house all the time. You can't go to church, you can't go to the market. And so guys, it was all chaotic. Before I continue, big shout out to my fans. I said every time I have a video, I'll be giving a shout out. Today I'm giving a special shout out to my friend called Bosire, for viewing my videos, for supporting me, and always giving me a thumbs up and encouraging me on what I need to do, especially on video color, video light, and everything. So big up Bosira for this support. And yes guys, let's do this together. If you're new here, subscribe to my YouTube channel, like my videos, share, and always come back to view what Regina is doing in her YouTube channel. This being the Tell Me Your Story series, guys, today I'm having this story to give you. So let's get going. And so guys, I tried my best to get a bus to get back to my town, that is all the way to Nyeri. I tried my best, so I got to book a bus like 3 days later. It was already New Year and I was already going to work. I was expected to be at work, I think, early that week. So I had to go and look for a bus, travel back to my town, to my home with my child. And you can imagine traveling with a small baby or a small child during that time. Actually, I didn't know there would be that kind of chaotic situation after the elections. Otherwise, I would have just stayed at my home. But because we had arranged a New Year celebration with my sister, so I had to rush and be with them. Otherwise, I didn't know that things would change. So back to the story. So I booked my bus and there we were, escorted by the police that day, because the buses, as you book, they would line up like 5 or 7 or even 10 for them to be escorted to have a police escort all the way to maybe through Nakuru, Nyahururu, and so forth. And so we had police ahead of the escort, between the buses, at the back of the buses, and all measures were put for us to be safe during that time when you're traveling from that town to another town. And so I remember very well that it was all so scaring during that time, because you don't know what is ahead, what you're going to meet ahead, and we were all crossing fingers, I remember. And so like I understood, like when we were escorted through Nakuru, we would go to the Nakuru showground and be dropped there. And then at Nakuru showground, because maybe most of the people who were traveling at that time did not have homes, they were just running away from the situation, so they were being taken to Nakuru showground, and at that point they start life again, or they can now trace where to go. And so As for me, I knew I had to go past Nakuru and all the way to Nyeri. So I had there was a guy friend here next to me, so I told him, hi, where are you going to? He told me he's going to Nyahururu. I told him I'm going to Nyeri, but how come that you're going to be dropped at Nakuru showground, and then we must plan how we are going to escape from. And so guys, yes, I got a way to pass through Nakuru, through Nyahururu, through all those Subuki and all that. For those who know that area, it's a long distance, by the way, kilometers and kilometers. I was so scared. I had this small baby with me. I was like, I've never seen this again. What if where I'm going again, there is this kind of thing again there? So I was just praying and praying and praying. And so guys, the moral story, the moral lesson of this story is that we are heading to the election period. We are heading to the election late this year, that is in August. Please let's purpose to be safe. Let us purpose to have a calm and peaceful election. Let's always learn how to cope with the outcome of any elections and not to